The City of Romulus Board of Zoning Appeals regular meeting agenda for Wednesday, August the 7th, 2024. Come to order. We'll start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, and all of us can stand up for that.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, right along. Item 2 on the agenda is roll call. We'll start with Mr. Green.
Here.
Mr. Lloyd.
Present.
Mr. Jones.
Present.
Mr. Frederick.
Present.
And Chandler is present as well. Also in attendance is Jeff Kemp, Director of Building and Planning. All right, item 3 is approval of the agenda.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Support.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Frederick, supported by Mr. Jones to approve the agenda. Take a roll call vote. Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd?
Yes.
Mr. Green? Yes. Chair votes yes, that the agenda has been approved. Item 4 on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the Board of Zoning Appeals regular meeting held on May the 1st, 2024.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Frederick, supported by Mr. Lloyd, to approve the minutes of the Zoning Board of Appeals regular meeting held on May 1st. The roll call vote. Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Those minutes have been approved. We don't have anything under old business, I don't think, do we?
Nope, I don't think so.
I got a question mark here on mine. Item 6 is new business. And the item first is temporary 2024-002 for deranged haunted attraction. The location is 35560 Goddard Road. The DP number is 80068-01-0027-002. And the request is a temporary use approval in accordance with section 22.03E, temporary uses and buildings of the zoning ordinance for an outdoor haunted attraction with a walking trail and temporary structure from 9/13/2024 through 11/2/2024, as well as an additional weekend in May 2025 during Washtenaw County's Halfway to Halloween Expo. The project is a haunted attraction. Would the petitioner come forward again and give us a little rundown? I want to ask you quickly about the additional weekend for Washtenaw County's. Well, you can tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple years ago, Washtenaw County, I believe it's in Saline at the Washtenaw County Fairgrounds, they started doing a Halfway to Halloween Expo, which is a bit like a vendor expo where they bring in a bunch of craft vendors that make Halloween, gifts and treats and stuff.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And they've been doing that, and we've noticed that they've kind of garnered some attention and gotten good crowds coming out, and they're getting people from surrounding states that are now coming to that event. And we thought that opening that weekend would be a great opportunity for us to show off what we have here as well, knowing that they're about 15 minutes down the road.
Okay. Anything new?
No, it's pretty much the same old thing. We have a couple different structures coming in, but they're all built the exact same way. There's just a couple different twists and turns in the hallways, just for artistic value. There's, as far as fire exits and stuff, those are still appropriately spaced out. Same thing, same number of parking spots. Nothing really has changed with our attraction.
So there's quite a list of things that you had to get done to meet the review comments and so on. It's pretty much what you had previously.
Yes, that's correct, sir.
Okay, well, we can move along.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and I know the one additional thing that we would do this year is, there's a food truck possibly wanting to be on site, correct?
Yes, I believe they had contacted the city of Romulus.
Yep, they did.
Okay.
We discussed it and everything. They'll have all their food truck license and everything. And when the fire chief and I do a walkthrough after everything's set up before they open, we will figure out what spot, where the location's gonna be and make sure it's safe and it works and it's not gonna cause any issues as well.
Thank you.
And of course, notifications have been sent out to your neighbors and so on, for notify them of this public hearing. I don't see anybody here for it. But anyway, we'll close that portion of it and open it up to the board members if they have any questions or comments for the petitioner.
Just one
Mr.
question,
Lloyd?
through the chair. So one quick question.
Yeah.
One of the recommendations from the Building and Planning Department, item number 8, sound from the attraction shall not be audible beyond the property line. I'd imagine that's pretty difficult to guarantee, but did you guys have any complaints or concerns from the community last year?
We haven't yet. I mean, this is going to be our 7th year coming up for it, and we haven't, if there have been any complaints, we have never heard about them. So, but yes, it is a little difficult sometimes just with crowds to maintain everything within the property lines, but we haven't had any complaints yet.
Okay, good, thank you.
Yeah, we have not heard any complaints about the last year when I was here. We didn't get any complaints about it. It's just a condition we add just to make sure we're protecting, what might be going on so things don't get crazy loud over there.
Understood. Thank you.
Is this your 5th or 6th year?
This will be our 7th. coming
Oh,
up.
7th?
Yeah.
Are we talking about that a little earlier? I couldn't remember
Yeah.
when the first time was. It's working out pretty good for you.
Yes, we've been able to keep it going, and we really enjoy being in the city of Romulus, honestly, and we're happy to still be here.
Just a comment through the chair.
Mr. Frederick?
So just looking at the police chief's notes here, you said there's been, let's see, no issues in any recent years, and he does not anticipate a negative impact on traffic, of course, and parking on public streets. It should be noted, though, that part of the application is requesting permission to utilize the City Hall court parking lot for overflow parking, and he said, which could bring other issues. Do you have any conversation with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to discuss it. He hasn't reached out to us or anything, so we haven't had a conversation on that. I just noticed that in the notes as well. It's something that I believe we put in at least the last couple of years. We haven't really had any issues with overflow parking being required, but we decided that we would put something like that in here just as an opportunity in case anything happened where our parking lot ended up full. We'd much rather have a lot where we could at least direct cars rather than having them back up onto Goddard Road.
Gotcha. And they would just walk on down?
Yeah, that would be the idea, and we figure with the traffic lights. We did realize that there is some part of the passageway that is not paved as a sidewalk, but we do believe that it would be suitable to just walk upon the grass there.
All right. I just seen that on there, and I just thought I'd bring that up.
Yes, yeah, I noticed that as well. That's something that we've, I believe, requested the last 2 or 3 years, and I just hadn't seen any notes on it prior to this one, but yes, thank you.
Thank you.
How many people do you have working on site there when you're open for?
When we're open, it's normally around 20 between actors and
Really?
additional staff. Yep,
That's neat.
yeah. And normally around 15 to 17 actors, just kind of depending on how busy it is, and then we also have some people up front, security as well.
Oh, yeah.
as parking attendants.
I'm sure you've been through this list of recommendations from the planning department.
Yep.
That's quite a list.
Yeah, but I believe we'll be able to, check everything off just on the walkthrough.
Yeah,
At that
absolutely.
time, no problem.
Yep. Whoop.
And once again, a comment through the chair, you put together a great packet.
Oh, thank you.
Once again,
Always.
fantastic.
Yeah.
When I first seen it, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Such an
It's
easy
easier
one.
just to include everything than have to go back and figure it out later.
Yes, it's a so easy one just to navigate, and everything's in here, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, it looks good. You've been doing a good job with this, putting it together.
Thank you.
Gets better every year, doesn't it?
Yeah, we try to, we try and make changes.
Well, if there are no further questions or comments, I think a motion is in order.
Mr. Chair, motion to approve temp-2024-002 deranged haunted attraction on parcel ID 8, or sorry, parcel ID 80-068-01-0027-002 temporary use, with the, as long as the recommendations listed by the building department are met, including the, from the building department, the fire department, and the police department as listed in the packet.
A second.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Lloyd, supported by Mr. Frederick, excuse me, to approve the temporary use that's in accordance with section 22.03E, temporary uses in buildings of the zoning ordinance with an outdoor haunted attraction, the walking trail, and temporary structure from 9/13/2024 through 11/2/2024, as well as additional weekend in May 2025 during Washtenaw County's Halfway to Halloween Expo. And that would be in accordance with the recommendations for the planning department that covered all the items on the list. I think it was 12 items, wasn't there? Something like that. Anyway, at that point in time, if there's no other comments on the motion, we'll take a roll call vote. All right. Mr. Lloyd?
Yes.
Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Your approval has been, your request has been approved.
Thank you.
Good luck with that. Well,
Thank you.
see you one of these days.
Thank you. Good luck. That sounds, the May thing sounds like a great step in the right direction.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yep, yep.
All right. All right, that portion is closed. Section B under 6 on the agenda is a resolution for Donald Morris. We have a resolution packet here that I'd like to have all the members to sign. And it's an appreciation for Don Morris. And I can't remember how many years he's been a member of the zoning board, but it's quite a few years.
Long time. I don't know the exact number of years offhand
I
right
tried
now
to
either.
dig that up and I couldn't remember. So many years I forgot.
I bet
But
he
he's
doesn't even.
a dedicated member. I don't recall him ever missing a meeting. Always, and he was a clerk or secretary for quite a few, most of those years, I think. And anyway, I'm going to pass, I'll sign it first, and then we'll pass it around to members. All right, let's start there.
Mr. Jones? No, he's not coming.
Donald Morris and his family, lifetime members of this community. I can remember growing up off Old North Line Road, going to the school in town, and going by the Morris gas station was at 5 Points. I think it was a Gulf gas station in those days. But, and then his dad was president of the school board for quite a few years. Anyway, a very dedicated man. And we'll make sure we get this. I'll take this over to him unless somebody else would like to take it.
Interestingly enough, he said that the house he grew up in, the house he currently lives in, and the house he lived in before he lived in the house he lives in currently, they're all within 600-700 feet of each other.
Yeah, been there forever.
Forever.
Well, there was the Morris family and the Hay family.
Yep.
And they had the orchards there, it was a big farm, had horses and you name it, everything you could think of with, the farmers would have, you know, and they had plus. It was quite a family. Anyway, I'll make sure that I'll take that over this evening. Anything else to say about Don? Anybody?
We're going to miss him. And
Oh, yeah.
glad he's gone
Yeah.
now.
Oh, we'll see him. Well, you had an incident with him.
I had to
just
pull him out
recently.
of the ditch, yes, which was my great pleasure.
Yeah, that was good. All right, moving right along to item C, election of officers. And this was tabled at the last meeting. Well, not the last meeting. It was tabled at,
I think it was in May.
was it the last meeting or the first meeting of the year?
It was-
Anyway, it's been tabled.
I think it was April, and then we went into May, and we were, I think Mr. Lloyd, you missed that meeting.
Yeah.
And Mr. Lindemuth was here.
Right.
And that's why we didn't have a vote that night. So I think that's the backstory.
All right, well, we'll have to remove that from the table, and we can move on and with the election of officers. I guess we have to do that.
I mean, it's up to you guys. But yes, I think.
Is there a motion
so.
to remove that from the table, and we'll move on with the election of officers? I guess we have to remove that from, it was tabled.
I don't know, I guess we can
We'll
just.
just move along with the
Yeah.
election of officers.
Yeah.
It's been delayed long enough. All right, what we've got is a chairman, vice chairman, and secretary of officers. And we can start with any kind of nominations. If anybody has a nomination or would like to nominate themselves to one of those positions, I think we could start with, why don't we start with the chairman? And I would like to nominate Mr. Frederick to be chairman of the board. Any other nominations that would like to take the chairman's position?
I support Mr. Frederick.
I appreciate that. I accept your nomination, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Well, we'll take a vote on that then. All in favor, we'll just say aye. All in favor of the nomination of Mr. Frederick to be chairman of this zoning board of appeals for the next year, say aye.
Aye.
Do we have to do it?
Roll call vote way? With it being unanimous, I don't believe so, no.
City of Romulus is pretty famous for roll call votes.
All right,
That's
well,
that one
let's
vote.
roll call vote it.
To make it legal, we'll take a roll call. Mr. Lloyd?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Mr. Frederick?
Yes,
for
I accept
yourself?
your nomination.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
All right, everybody was in favor of that, so you've been elected as chairman of this board.
Thank you very much.
All right, we have a vice chairman's position that we have to, anybody would like to nominate themselves or another person for vice chairman?
So Mr. Lloyd, would you be interested in that position?
I'm honored, because this occasionally conflicts with my late night work schedule. I don't want to hold up any of the meetings, so I would prefer one of the other members to take on the role.
I would be open for that position if nobody else wants it. But I just felt it was a time for you to take over.
So, based on the fact that Mr. Green's first meeting is tonight,
Right.
that wouldn't be fair to...
Just throw him into the fire.
Right.
Don't throw him under the bus yet.
Mr. Jones, are you interested in that position?
I can consider it if it's, I know it's still a lot to learn about it, but,
Would you be interested in the position of secretary when we get there?
vice.
You're interested in vice?
I'd rather deal with the vice than the secretary.
So where are we at now?
So
We have a nomination for vice?
Go ahead, sir.
Oh, sorry. I nominate Mr. Jones for the vice president position, vice chair position, sorry.
for vice chair.
I second that.
All right. Well, we'll take a roll call vote, either yes or no, to elect Mr. Jones to be vice chairman of the zoning board of appeals. We'll take a roll call vote. Mr. Lloyd?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Chandler votes yes. Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
And Mr. Green, you're going to say yes for yourself?
Yes.
You are hereby been elected to be vice chairman of the zoning board of appeals for the city of Romulus. Now, we need somebody to be secretary, and what that boils down to is to kind of periodically sign for the minutes of that's about all I've seen him do.
The meeting minutes, yes.
No, he said he was busy.
But that's the record keeping and stuff, so it's a title that you'll have to work on, I guess. But any nominations for secretary?
So, Mr. Lloyd, would you be interested in that position?
Sure. I guess my concern is that because I think I probably missed the most meetings out of anyone on the board, I'm concerned that if there's a time where I need to do my duty and I'm not here, can that go to the alternate? That's my concern.
So I don't believe that would go to the alternate, no, but you could, like, swing by Carol's office and,
That's fair.
because that's what, on planning commission, that's what has happened in the past.
Gotcha. Okay,
I know that for a fact.
sure. I would be interested. Sure.
All right, so we have
Well, I'd like to nominate Mr. Lloyd for secretary.
all right. You accept that nomination? Yeah,
I do.
you
I
did.
do.
All right. So we'll take a roll call vote for the nomination of Mr. Lloyd to be secretary of the zoning board of appeals. Take a roll call vote. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd?
I accept. the
The
nomination.
chair votes yes. You're hereby elected to be a secretary of the zoning board of appeals. Congratulations. Anyway, do I change seats now?
No, not now.
No, I'm just kidding. Getting back to this, talking about Mr. Morris, we also have heard, I don't know what's going on with Mr. Lindemuth, but apparently he's had some serious brain surgery, and I hear that it's cancerous. As a board, I think we just kind of hope that, wish him well, and God bless him,
Yeah.
Just don't want much you can say in regard to that. Don't know. Just wish him well.
He's a valued member of this
Yeah.
board and alternate.
Of the community.
And in the community, yes, of course.
Anyway, I just thought I'd say that. It just a moment for him. Under item 7, communications, we have the city planner status report. Here it is.
Just a couple items on there. I know Avis just submitted new plans just this week and supposed to be seeing something from Pilot very soon as well. And then if there's any questions about any of these you guys have for me, I would be more than willing to discuss them.
So just through the chair, quick question, so Great Way parking lot expansion, that's the old UAW hall on Route 1, correct? Mm-hmm. And I do see there's a ton of truck trailers there. Mm-hmm. That's, they're submitting a site plan for that, correct?
They did, and there's some revisions that need to be made and they have to resubmit, yes.
Now, that'll go through ARC, but it won't come to planning commission?
Depending on what the revisions they make, it may end up needing to come through planning commission, yes.
All right, that's the one that, it's the only one that kind of really jumped out at me. Where are we at with Pilot, perhaps?
I've heard that we're supposed to be seeing a submittal very soon. I don't know the exact date. It has not came into the office yet for the resubmittal. So I think they were, last I heard, they were hoping for a September planning commission, but I haven't seen the plans yet.
Gotcha. All right, so in that same direction, I see Sheets is getting very close.
Sheets is very close. They haven't given an official date of when they're gonna open, but I do believe that they may be opening by the end of the month. And they did get their certificate of occupancy from us yesterday, and they also got their They passed their health department's inspection on Monday, so I think they are, I mean, they're loading up and getting ready to open up.
So I've heard, there's a couple of YouTube channels that I follow from Ohio. And on there, they mentioned Sheetz, like it was the, like you hit the top when you're at Sheetz, because the joke was this one guy was going to submit a new cheese he was making, right? And he said, oh yeah, Sheetz is interested. Like, Sheetz, wow, that's big news. Like that was like top of the line you could hope for. So it's good for us that we got them. And I see on here, Sheetz 2 on Middle Belt. Where's that at?
Sheets 2 on Middle Belt, so they've submitted for engineering. They had a few revisions they needed to make. They're in the works of resubmitting very soon on that. They've also submitted building plans, which we have reviewed and approved. So once they get through, and they've also submitted all their sign applications, which I believe they just submitted those, which I believe we will be reviewing tomorrow or Friday. And once they get through engineering, we'll have a pre-con meeting, and I don't know exactly when they'll start, but it seems like things are progressing pretty quickly over there.
Good.
Which is good news.
I keep glancing over there as I go by on the
Yeah.
freeway every day, and I was just wondering about that. And, so here's the new traffic lights that are on top of the Vining Road overpass. When are those going to be activated?
I don't know 100%. I've had some discussions with North Point and with them. When they're actually going to be fully activated, I don't know the exact date.
Because that's the state of Michigan, correct?
Yes.
And
And there's something where they put them in and they had to have them covered, and then they have them, because they could be operational now, but they don't turn them on until a specific point, and I don't know exactly what that is. But I know.
When they first had them lit, I noticed a lot of confusion. It's amazing how some people don't realize that a flashing red light is a stop sign.
Stop sign, I know.
I've seen people just peel right off of there, think the blinks or something, I don't know, but,
Yeah.
because the other side is just blinking yellow.
Yellow blinking,
So
yes.
has there been any problems up there?
No, no problems that I've seen or that I've been made aware of at all.
I haven't seen that lately, but when they first turned those things on, it's like, they
Yeah.
changed all the rules overnight, it was
I
weird.
think they went up overnight.
They did a good
Yeah.
job, they look great.
Yeah, they do. They've done, that whole development's been very smooth, everything's clean.
Exactly what they said they were going to do.
Exactly what they said they were gonna do every step of the way.
And with a comment to that, I mean, it all started with Amazon anchoring the far end, the north end,
Yep.
and punching Vining Road back through. It's all gone exactly as they said, with the exception of perhaps some of the truck traffic that was not following
Where they were
the
supposed to
freeway,
go.
right there. you
Yeah,
know.
I know.
So that's not on Amazon or
No, I
anybody
know.
else. So far, it looks like everyone is doing exactly as they said they were going to do over there. It looks great.
Yeah, it does. Looks great. It's exciting to see it continuing to move forward, and there's a lot coming in the future.
The area right there, E-course and Viney, on the southwest corner. That's gonna be, what's the proposal for it?
I don't know anything over there.
I know, I see them
there's
doing all, they're moving
that's
all
a-
the dirt and stuff.
That's a power plant.
Is there a power station right there right now?
Something, right now is nothing there, but they're constantly moving, bringing in a lot of dirt. Right now, they, sifting topsoil.
Yep.
Hauling that out,
So what they were.
and then I'm filling
what-
it in quite a few feet.
Yeah, what they were doing is they were doing like a cut and fill, and they had permits from the county, and then just recently they're paused right now, because right now they're speaking with, there's no development going there. Right now, they're talking to Eagle and figuring out that side of things for the for the finished grade and everything, but there's no proposed development there. It's just, they were just doing a cut and fill, and they were actually gonna plant that field
Okay,
with
just cutting.
beans or something like that, but there's no like proposed development or anything on that field.
Because I know over there around, all the water and all that, I didn't know if they had, something that was in the makings or not.
No.
Because a lot of people have asked me about all that construction there, because they had some pretty good equipment there.
I know.
And they've been moving quite a bit of dirt.
They have.
All right, so I guess while we're in that end of town, I see their demolition of the old, I don't know what that was, restaurant or at the one hotel?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
It's like
That back
paused.
room, which is Wyndham Gardens, which
Yes.
it is now, I think it used to be a Holiday Inn, maybe.
It's been everything.
It's been everything,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was-
That
it
has
was Holiday
been,
Inn for a long time.
we've been working with them on that. That's been a vacant part of their building for a long time, and it's finally getting demoed. It got slowed up, because they did the remediation of asbestos, but then during demo process, they ended up finding more. So they had to bring in company, do remediation again, get that all taken care of, and then we just approved, for them to continue the work with the permit, today, actually. So hopefully that's why I was paused, and that mess has been there for a little bit, but hopefully they'll be starting up very soon again, and it'll get all cleaned up.
It's gonna look good gone, but I think that's gonna be a view right into the pool too, correct? Isn't the pool
Yeah, their
right there?
pool is back there, yep.
So, and I know tentatively, but is there any other plans for like something else to pop up in there?
As of right now, I don't have any, I don't know of any plans, but I mean, they do have space there that something could be done.
'Cause I can't tell you how many times I've seen that overhang that was there get clipped by trucks. You come by and say, oh, it looks good, you gotta come by next day, it's hit.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, no plans for anything as of yet, other than to get it down, cleaned up, and
It'll look way
it'll look
better.
way better, and then in the future, who knows?
I got just a quick question about Tesla,
Yeah,
the one that's on Beverly.
yep.
What kind of that's not a government project, is it?
No, that's a Tesla project.
I know, I
Tesla,
see Tesla, but then, hear all the talk about these charging stations that the government's gonna put in, and I just wonder about this one here. I see it's Tesla.
I don't believe Tesla's taking any government money for any of that
No.
stuff.
yeah, Tesla, it's a Tesla development, I know that. They have gotten all their approvals. Now they just basically you have to submit for construction and move forward that way. I know they got a lot of legwork to do with DTE and power and all that as well, but then they have a good partnership with Sheets. So for that area, it actually works out really well, because with Tesla being there if a car's gonna park and charge if it takes 40 minutes or whatever it is for those fast chargers, they can just walk right over to Sheets, get something to eat, sit down, you know what I mean, walk back, car's charged.
It makes a ton more sense.
Yeah.
But then just out in the middle of,
It's
Yes,
gonna be set up
exactly.
like,
anywhere, like.
it's gonna be set up like a gas station,
They said they're gonna be covered.
except it's gonna be
They'll
charging.
have canopies, and the solar panels will be on the canopies, so it'll look like a gas station with no store, right? It's gonna be charging stations, like
Coin
a parking
operated
lot.
or something, or?
What's that?
A card?
Yep, card.
Card?
I believe it's all through their, app now. Like, I think
Oh.
you did do it
That's
through
gonna be
some.
interesting to see that.
Well,
It's a good size. I mean, 32 stalls
Yeah,
is a pretty
it
good
is good
size.
size.
I know the proposed hotels, let's see here, the Residence Inn and Live Smart Studios wanted to see that in connection with what they had proposed for over there on Wick Road also.
Yep.
So, again,
It's all,
kinda all looks like it's clicking like it's supposed to.
it's all coming together, yep.
Yep.
A lot of stuff going on here.
Yes.
Still interested in that pilot travel center. That's, I still don't see where they're gonna put that.
They got a big chunk of land over there, where they're
Well,
gonna put it. I mean, they have
It
the,
didn't look to me like it was that big for like a pilot project.
It'll go
yeah,
back
kinda,
behind.
exactly.
Like there's the
Is that
railroad tracks, there's a
I guess I
county
go
ditch.
by there too
The
fast.
city around this DPW yard used to be right there.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
okay.
It used to go right all the way back to the tracks.
All the way through there.
So,
They got a lot of work to clear that up.
oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Property. All right, move. Any other questions for the planner?
Well, yes. So I see that they put the culvert under Huron River Drive, strike that. Yeah, Huron River Drive, under 275 there. And it went along pretty quick.
Yeah.
It was like roughly a little less than 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was pretty
It
quick.
didn't seem like it was that big an inconvenience either. So are they, I see they put a bunch of rock on the hillsides there, but is there any other plans for right there? For appearance?
As far as for appearance and finishing that, I drove through there, I drove through there I think, was it last week when they opened it up?
Yeah, like Tuesday or something like that.
Because I drove by there once when they had just opened it up, because I didn't even realize it was open yet. And, because I think, it might have been a planning commission meeting, we had discussed
We
it a
had to
little
go
bit,
around,
and it was
yes.
still closed. Because I remember initially they said 2 to 4 weeks, and it was about that time frame, a little less than that. But I don't know, I gotta go by there, I don't know what the plan on the finish is on that side. I have to go back by there and look and see what they've done, and I'm not sure where they're at as far as completion. I just know they got the road back open.
Well, you look up at the overpass, the ceiling where the overpass, and all those rafters, the wood
They
rafters.
still got all the
there.
boards up there, yeah.
What?
All the boards are still up in there.
Yeah.
That was for catching
It doesn't
debris.
look like it's done. Or maybe it is, I don't know.
Well, that was just for debris to fall on the road while they were working above.
Yeah. They're gonna leave those up there?
They can't.
No, no.
It looks kind of tacky.
They'll come here. They're on other places too, I've seen them.
Huh? Okay, I guess we gotta live with it.
Because eventually they will fall with the debris.
So, I noticed that landscaping yard over there too, here we were driving North Line, it's like they're hauling stuff in there now. It's like the pile's getting bigger.
At where the landscaper moved out.
At the Blue Ribbon,
I know that was in, because the person who left was purchasing the property, I believe on a land contract, and then they were in with the courts because he left, and then trying to figure out for the previous owner to retake possession of the property, but the property needs to be all cleaned up. I have not noticed somebody's going in there and putting more stuff in there.
It looks like more stuff is.
Because there was a pile of debris that was in there, I remember when he first left, but I have not, I'll have to go by there and check that out.
Give a
to
glance
see.
over there. And also, over the weekends, I've been noticing for the last few weekends, a lot of heavy equipment noise coming from either the old Kelsey location where they're refurbing that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking Saturdays and Sundays till like 7 o'clock at night. I hear scraping, I hear the sound of steel and gravel, that scooping sound, and it's almost, and it's a continuous like din of I wouldn't think it's somebody's rock crushing up back there, but
No.
Or is
They're doing a bunch of demo. They were demoing over at the Kelsey Hayes, the old Kelsey Hayes, they were demoing 22 different locations on the property.
that could be exactly what I'm
Of a
hearing.
lot of different things. Like I was there, I was able to be there and I witnessed when they took down the big water tower, which was pretty cool to see. I actually got a video of it, I'll share it with you guys. But, they may be working on that. I don't know about that late on the weekend, if they're rolling through the weekend or not, but I know they're getting close to finishing all that demo up, but they did have a lot of demolition around that site to do.
Well, it sounds like it's between, like my subdivision and Wabash and there.
Okay.
It just sounds like it's coming from the other side of the trees.
Okay,
We'll be patient. I'll just keep my ears open.
yeah, yeah,
I'll see you at the planning commission meeting.
yes,
Hopefully by then it's back to quiet, 'cause it's pretty quiet on that side of town.
yeah,
Something like that really stands out.
yeah, when you hear noise like that.
All right, moving along. Item 8 is discussion. And I'd like to start with it by talking to Mr. DeAndre Green. Maybe he could tell us a little about himself and kind of a little of his history and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, welcome to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Thank you. Just a little bit about myself. I started in the building trades. I'm a bricklayer by trade, started straight out of high school. I've been working on high-rise buildings. I've dealt with historical societies, dealt with a lot of different aspects when it comes to commercial, and I've dealt with residential properties as well. Just about every building downtown I've hung off the side of. Yeah. Guardian Building, Renaissance
Oh, boy,
Building, yeah,
that's
it's a bunch of them. So, I'm kind of familiar with a lot of this, just
Well, the
different-
building trades,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Building trades.
It's a big
so-
part of this business.
Right. So that's why I was excited when I found out that it was an opening here. I'm like, oh, I can use my expertise to
Absolutely.
come in and help the community. So,
Anyway, what else?
uh,
You're a resident of Romulus, of course.
yes.
Did you go to school here?
No, actually, me and my family moved here about 2.5 years ago.
Oh,
And I've always wanted to get involved with the city. When I lived in Detroit, I was involved with the city there, came out here. We did our research, loved the community and whatnot, and was like, I would love to raise my family here. I have a 6 and a 7-year-old. So
That's great.
they're actually attending Romulus Elementary School, and I mean, I got
500
zero.
feet from where I live.
Okay. I have like zero complaints. I love the community here.
Romulus is a nice town.
Yes.
Really is. Anyway, welcome to our board in Romulus.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah. And you're the kind of person we need on this board. Anyway, moving on with discussion, anything else to discuss? I guess the next item is, item 9 is adjournment. Anyone like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Aye.
Mr.
Motion
Green?
to adjourn.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Green, supported by Mr. Lloyd, to adjourn this meeting. Take a roll call vote. Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd?
Yes.
Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
And Chandler says yes, and this meeting is adjourned. Good job.